Hello everyone, my name is Will, and welcome to the Brick Zone. I'm here today with 6 figures from the World of Warcraft Series 1 random packs. These were originally released in 2013, and each pack included 1 figure. The first figure we have here is this green gnome. I personally don't play World of Warcraft myself, so just putting that out here for this and the rest of the figures that I don't know the name of the weapons or the armor or anything. I do have this helpful chart next to me though, because I looked it up, like the different races, so that's how I know it's a gnome. Kind of looks like just a funky looking guy, without knowing he's a gnome. But I know that or I'm assuming just from the color of the brick there, the 2x3 brick that he comes with and the plate for the stand, since it's blue, I'm assuming he belongs to the Alliance, whatever that means. I guess the 2 different factions are the Alliance and the Horde. Don't quote me on that, but I'm guessing that's where he belongs to, or I guess they're the good guys and the Horde are the bad guys. I don't know. But anyway, he's a gnome. He's wearing some green robes there, and he has some shoulders with some green and gold. Very nice. He's armed with this wooden staff that kind of looks like bamboo, only in a brown color. So that's pretty cool. He comes with a stand like I mentioned before. You can see he has some wristlets there and some stuff on his ankles or his legs, his feet. In the back he has a clip, like all of these World of Warcraft figures do, usually. And you can clip his weapon there. He's not using it, which is nice. And I mean, he's alright. I think I really like his head, actually. I think it just looks really silly, and like the hair choice makes it look really fun. And the shoulders too, with the green and gold, and they're not too bulky or anything, so yeah, they look like they'd be nice to just use on other figures outside of the line, or if you want to mix and match. On that subject though, I'll show you guys that you can detach the arms and take off the shoulder armor. So, like I mentioned, you can mix and match. You could also take the front, like his the robes on his torso or just armor or whatever it is. You can also take that off. And you should look at him with both shoulders off. It's a little incomplete just because here by the wrist he does still have some armor, but that does it for the gnome. Next up we have this human. He seems to be lined with the Alliance, just based on the color of his stand with the 2x3 brick and plate. I really like this guy's armor and the colors of it, just that dark, I guess maroon color with the gunmetal grays. I think it looks really good. Not too bright or anything, very dark looking and serious and realistic, I think. The head is a little weird looking. Just, I don't know, I don't like the red head color, or his eyes look kinda creepy, and, yeah, so I'm not a fan of those. But I feel like this would be awesome if you just stuck like a Spartan helmet or something on it. You can see his shoulders have like those nice spikes on them, and there's also some texture there as well. And his wrists are alright, I guess, nothing much going on there. On the back, oh, he has his sword, which is clipped on by the clip there, which I'm going to take off now. There's a look from the back. It's pretty smooth. So, like I mentioned with the gnome, and for any of the other figures I'm going to show, I don't know the name of this weapon or the armor, but they look pretty cool. Yeah, I don't, like I said, I don't play World of Warcraft, but I like to think of this line as Mega Bloks' castle or fantasy theme, which I've mentioned in all the videos. Sorry if that's getting repetitive at this point. But, like I also show there, you can take the shoulders off like so, or the arm off completely, like that. And that's what he looks like. He actually looks kind of better than most, with the armor taken off, just because it's the colors here from the top of his shoulders to the rest of his arm down to his hand are the same color, so it's kind of consistent. And I might as well take off the chest armor here. Sorry, the clip was holding it in. That's what he looks like with all of his armor taken off. Like I said, I think it looks better than most. A little plain looking, but it could still be its own thing on its own, I think. Looks pretty good. Just look at from the back, because I don't think I've shown that in the other videos. But yeah, that does it for the human. Here's another figure for the Alliance. He is a Draini. Not sure if that's the right race or how you pronounce that, but based on the chart I'm looking at, it looks like that's where he belongs, unless he's human underneath that helmet, which I don't know, I don't think so. So this guy looks really cool. He looks like the figure you get in the Lich King set, or he looks like the Lich King. Not sure if that's the same figure or just the same race or something, but I think he looks really good. And kind of surprised to see him on the Alliance side. I don't know how the whole the story goes in that game, but maybe the lighter shades of blue make him not as evil or something, or the lack of skulls. I remember the Lich King figure had a lot of skulls everywhere, and this guy doesn't look as bad. But he comes armed with that really cool looking sword there. Just lower that a bit. His armor at the front looks very intricate, but not too much going on there, which I like. His helmet looks really cool with those. I wouldn't call them spikes, but all those points and like the tip there. And there's even like a jewel. It's really nice detail. And you can see his like sort of slitted eyes. Yeah, all these World of Warcraft figures have a really intricate detail, which is great. You can see there he has his shoulder with the spikes, some grays, blues, all over his some black. His boots, and on the back you can see some more detail there, some texture. Wow, good. There you can see the clip there, like all of the other figures have, which you can use to clip his weapon when it's not in use. And another thing you can do, like with the other figures, is you can remove the shoulders, like I've shown already. And that's what he looks like without the shoulders. So, that does it for this guy. This next figure is my favorite of the ones I have. I think it is a Worgen, or belongs to the Worgen race. I mean, to me it just looks like a wolf, to be honest. I just looked it up. It wasn't on the chart I was looking at, so I just looked at World of Warcraft wolf race. It looks like a wolf. Anyway, according to the color of the brick here, he is on the Alliance side. The 2x3 brick, like the stand he comes with, is blue. So yeah, I don't know. He looks pretty evil looking to me. But I guess appearances can be deceiving, or not everything is about appearances, so maybe he's a good guy. I apologize for the color of my background there. It used to be white, but now it's red, so anything red here just doesn't show up as well, I don't think. But same case for my old background with anything that was white wouldn't show up as well. So he has these really cool dual blades or daggers in this trans red color, and they have just a little speck of detail there with the green by their handles. I'll just take this off so you guys can get a closer look. Check that out. That's awesome. I don't know, just in general with Lego or Mega Bloks, just any sort of building sets, I really love. Sorry, this is just still blurry. Anyway, anything that's just trans-colored, I love. Just everything should be in transparent colors. It just looks great. I'm trying to get him to focus. There you go. So, this guy just looks really cool looking at him. He has these really spiky shoulders there with his armor. You can see his head is in black, so like a black wolf, and those eyes, like, they come in blue, and they're just... he just looks really intimidating, menacing, just, yeah, evil. I don't know. Maybe the color of the bricks don't mean alliance or horde, as the chart says, like in these factions. Like, I don't know World of Warcraft, like I've already mentioned many times. But yeah, this one, he looks... I'm gonna zoom in a bit. There. And, well, like the other figures, he has a clip on his back, you can see there, for his weapons. But since he has dual daggers, he can only hold one there, so... not a big deal, but... there's the detail on the back. But, yeah, definitely out of the bunch, my favorite one. Just looked really cool. Here we have a goblin or troll? Looks like a goblin to me, but I don't know, maybe it's a troll. Who knows? And according to the color of the brick, it looks like he belongs to the Horde faction. Again, don't know my World of Warcraft. He comes armed with this warhammer, sledgehammer, not sure what kind of hammer that's classified as. Kind of looks like Thor's Mjolnir hammer, so that's kind of cool. Comes in brown. I mean, his armor looks alright. It's silver with yellow detailing. Not a big fan of the head. I mean, it's a goblin or troll, whatever you want to call it. There is some detailing with his eyes, though. He has some red eyes. Removes the back. There's a look at the back. And like the other ones, you have the clip there, which can still hold the hammer there. Not really a big fan of this one. Probably my least favorite of the bunch, if I had to pick. And I'm not going to bother even showing, but you can remove the shoulders if you want. Finally, we have the last figure, this elf. Blood elf, I think, maybe. Don't know my World of Warcraft. Who belongs to the Horde according to the color of the 2x3 plate brick stand. He's armed with this really cool looking staff. Definitely a fan of that. Especially the end here with all that detail and the shape. This green jewel at the end. You can hold it in both hands. His hands look a little funky, but here he is, just holding it up. His armor itself, the rest of him, well, armor, robes, I don't know. The bottom looks like a robe, the top looks like armor, so I'm not sure if it's just a mix of the two or whatnot. But it comes in purple and green. And the color scheme reminds me a lot of Lex Luthor from like Superman and DC Comics, which is kind of cool. Like maybe if you find like a bald head, it could be Lex in his power suit or something. But as is, it's an elf. And you can see his head sculpt there. Some eyebrows, his long hair, and the elf ears, of course. Looks okay. So, a lot of detail in the front, everywhere. So with these elf characters, I really like the bottom, like with their robes. I think that looks pretty cool. Here's a look at the side of his arms. The shoulders. The shoulders are pretty interesting. Like shape-wise. They're not spiked or anything. Anyway, he has the clip on his back there, like all of these figures do, and like all of them, you can clip the weapon there. I think staffs look particularly good on the back. Good looking staffs, anyway. So, that is the elf. Here's a quick look at all 6 of them again. I mixed and matched some of the shoulders between them, and it looks alright. I didn't really try very hard with combinations that made much sense, and I didn't even take any of the torso pieces off, but it's just a quick look at what you could do with it, potentially. Overall, I think, you know, it's a pretty decent, solid series. I like most of the figures, with the exception of the goblin thing, which I beheaded there. My favorite is definitely the wolf guy, second one being the figure who looks like the Lich King, and the others look pretty good too. But that does it for this World of Warcraft Mystery Pack series, or Series 1 figures, or does it for these figures? Anyway, leave a comment below with any thoughts or opinions you have on this series. If you have a favorite race within the World of Warcraft story or game or whatever, is there a popular race that everyone just likes or dislike, or an unpopular one that people generally dislike? I don't know, I don't play the games. Like or dislike the video, and subscribe to the Brick Zone for more video reviews and stop motions.